Hey guys, alright, so I'm going to share this video real quick in a party that's going on, so give me a second. And today we are going to make some party treats. Okay, let me share this. And we're going to share this on my timeline. And then we're going to share this. Hey, Miss Natalie. We're going to share this in my party going on, and then we'll get started. All right, let me share this one more. And we're going to share it in my group. All right, we're all shared. So if you are currently following along with my Pampered Chef birthday bash, then you already know that I am going to be showing some party treats. And then I'm going to kind of just give you an update on what's going on in that party. So if you're watching on my timeline, hey Darla, hey Casey, if you are following on my timeline and you're like, what is this party you're talking about? I have a birthday party going on right now because my Pampered Chef business is turning 1 this month, and so I have a lot of specials that I'm giving out, and there's games and prizes, and kind of just a way to celebrate this year and give out to some of you guys who are my customers and who've been hosts, and then give specials if you want to host the party for the new year. So today I'm going to share some party treats with you guys. If you're in the party, you saw I made Rotel dip last night, and then today I'm going to make a cake and pizza twists and popcorn. So first off, I'm going to get my cake ready so we can put it in the microwave. That's right, I said microwave because we are going to bake this cake. It's only going to take about 12 to 15 minutes in the microwave, and I'm going to do some extra stuff to it that might take a little time, but the cake itself will be made in the microwave super quickly. So we're going to get started with that. Hey Jacob. So I have the Rock Crock right here. I used it last night when I made the Rotel dip, and it can go in so many different places, and today we're going to use it in the microwave. It can go in the stovetop, in the oven, all different places. So I'm going to make a cake in there, and I have a box cake mix, and I'm actually just going to mix everything right here in the pot because why dirty any extra dishes? So we have our cake mix. I need 3 eggs. So there's 1, 2, and 3. I need 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. And I have a measuring cup. I already have 1/3 cup of oil in there. You can put liquids on this side, and then if you wanted to measure something that was dry or more pasty, hey Miss Arlene, you could flip it over, push this section down, and you measure that with the red side, and then when you push it back, all of the insides would come out. That sounds weird, but all of the ingredient that you have will come out and go right into here. I also need a cup of water, so let me get that real quick. All right, so I'm just putting everything in our Rock Crock. I'm using my silicone whisk. There is the silicone whisk and then there is the stainless steel whisk, but I like to use the silicone whisk because because then I'm not going to scratch the sides of my pan because the edges are silicone. So I'm just going to whisk all of that together real well. You want to mix it really well since you're not using a beater for the actual cake mix. You just want to make sure you're whisking it really well, getting all those like lumps of stuff out. Hey Dee, what am I making? I am making party treats because if anyone is in my birthday bash right now, given a little bit about a party, so I'm making a cake currently. It's going in the microwave. I'm also going to make some popcorn, show the popcorn maker, and I'm going to make pizza twists, which I saw on Pinterest and I just wanted to try. Hey Emily. All right, so we're finished mixing up the cake mix. So our Rock Crock, it can go in the oven, it can go on the stove top, in the dishwasher. It is dishwasher safe. It can go in the freezer, the fridge, and today we're gonna use it in the microwave. It can go into the broiler too, and some of them even go on the grill. All right, so we're done whisking that together. All of this is in there. I'm going to put the lid over it. And this is gonna go in the microwave. I'm gonna start it at 12 minutes and then we'll check it from there. I know, sounds crazy. Cake in the microwave. Okay, so since that's gonna be cooking for 12 minutes, I decided let's do something that you could give at a party that's like, or appetizer, game day, whatever, maybe Super Bowl is gonna be coming up soon. So I saw these pizza twists on Pinterest and I was like, this looks so good and so easy. So I decided to try it out. So you guys are kind of my guinea pigs. I've never made this before, but it looks super simple. So I have pizza dough, some Pillsbury pizza dough. We'll open this. Opening these things always make me kind of nervous. All right. So it said the recipe called for a pound of pizza dough. I don't know how much is one of these things. I bought two just in case I needed more. How much is this? This is 13.8 ounces. I think 16 ounces is a pound. So we'll see how this goes. What are all of you up to today? My cake decorating heart is freaking out. Okay, I know, I understand, Darla, because, I mean, you know, I decorate cakes too, and it's, if you are a baker, to think about making a cake in the microwave, it's kind of crazy, I know. And then you think, like, how is that gonna come out? But I'll tell you, the first time I made a cake in the microwave and it came out so moist and soft, I was amazed. And there's something with the ceramic of the rock crock that just, I don't know, it does a great job. You'll see, you'll see. So hibernating in the camper, oh, that sounds like a nice relaxing Saturday. All right, so we have the dough here. I have some seasoning that I mixed up. It's parsley, red pepper flakes, garlic, and grated Parmesan. And so I'm going to sprinkle some of this lovely stuff on half of the pizza dough. This may just be like a family favorite, quick, I don't know, fun meal. So we're gonna put this on half of the pizza dough, and then I'll probably have enough to do. We'll just do the one. Okay. Now I'm going to put pepperonis in this as well. I like to buy pepperoni from the deli just because it's fresher and it tastes meatier. It doesn't, you don't meat-ier. It doesn't taste more like, I don't know, I don't taste all the preservatives in it. And so I like to get it from the deli. They're really large, so I'm actually going to cut my pepperonis using our pizza cutter. The Pampered Chef pizza cutter is so great. You saw I had a cover on there that came right off. And then we have a crust cutter on this side, and this thing, I use it for multiple things, not just pizza. But I'm gonna cut our pepperonis into fourths, I guess, little triangles to make them smaller, so that whenever I twist these, and you'll see in a little while, but whenever I do twist them, I'll put it down so you guys can see, it'll twist with it. You know, actually, I think I might need to cut them like one more time into like little pizza looking triangles. And when you get pepperoni from the deli, I get mine at H-E-B, but Kroger has it, Rouse's, if you're in Louisiana. Whenever you get it from the deli, it's really cheap. Like, I bought a quarter of a pound, and I mean, you can see it's cut at a pretty good thickness, and I think I paid like $1. It was like $1.20. So it's really cheap, and then you don't have all this extra that, I mean, if you have little ones that like pepperonis, they probably won't go to waste, but if you are like us, where I only use them for a recipe, I mean, I'm not really gonna have any extras because I have just what I need, so nothing's gonna go bad or get forgotten somewhere in a drawer in my fridge. All right, so I'm putting pepperonis on here. So on these pizza twists, I don't know the correct grammar there, but there's not sauce in the twist itself. You actually use a marinara sauce to dip the twists. So that's fun, because then you can have different dips. Like you can dip in Alfredo or marinara, so you can, or like a pesto, so you don't have to put sauce in here, and you can have like assortments of sauces. So we put mozzarella on top of that. I already have some grated, and then I'm going to take this side of the dough and fold it over. And actually, I think I'm just gonna put a little bit more right here. I didn't quite do half, I did less than half. We'll put a little bit more pepperoni. All right. And some more mozzarella. We're gonna fold this in half. Makes like a pizza book. We're gonna kind of just press the edges down. And now I'm going to make strips. I'm actually gonna cut them and move this out the way. I'm going to cut the strips on the shorter side, give me a little more space. Who else is watching? Hey, Sarah. Yes, you have to try to get the pepperoni from the deli, D, because it's just fresher. It tastes better. I mean, pepperoni I'm sure still has preservatives, but. So I have one strip here, and now I told you guys, y'all are my guinea pigs, so we're gonna see how this goes. I feel like once I twist it, I'm gonna have to like place it down on the pan. So let me get my pizza stone. All of my stone lovers, y'all love this large pizza stone. I use it for so many things. This morning I used my stone for biscuits. So you can use stones for all types of things. So I'm just gonna twist and try and keep all of the goodies in my twist. I'm gonna twist this side. And then it said to push down the ends, and then I'm gonna transfer this over to my pizza stone. Now, I did not spray this pizza stone at all because it's already non-stick on its own. You actually don't wanna put any kind of aerosol on it because it can create like a sticky residue on there. And this is one of my newer stones, so it's not very dark, but if you have a stone, the darker it is, the more seasoned it is, and so the better your food will start to taste, because kind of like cast iron, all of my Louisiana friends who have cast iron skillets and things like that, or even if you're not in Louisiana and you use cast iron, I just know it's a big deal back home. Like, look how cute those are. All right. Gonna keep twisting those. But it's kind of like cast iron where you want the good season. So like when you wash these, you don't really, like, you don't want to use soap and things like that. Just like when you use cast iron. I should probably keep these a little thicker. I cut this one a little too thin. Trial and error, people. Trial and error. Did anyone have lunch already? This is gonna be our lunch. We're kind of eating late. I've never done a lunch live video before. This is the first like non-dinner video I've really done besides breakfast one time. Okay, this one's not gonna have as many pepperonis. I lost some of them. Okay, let's try and cut it a little thicker. So when you do yours, cut it a little thicker to keep everything inside of it. If you're just joining, I'm making pizza twists. New recipe I found on Pinterest. And there's a cake baking in the microwave. And then we're going to make a whipped cream filling for that cake. And I've already made a chocolate ganache icing, so I'll tell you how I did that. And then we're gonna make some popcorn. We're making party treats today. We're almost done with these twists, and I believe they're gonna go in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. All right. I can smell all the seasoning, so it smells good. I feel like these will be fun to eat. They're like pizza breadsticks. And I'm gonna have just enough room on here. All right. Almost. I'm starting to get the hang of it now. Oh yes, I do. I also use my spritzer on the stones sometimes before I put things down. Like if, so if anyone doesn't know what she's talking about, the spritzer, I'm actually about to use it on top of this, so I'll show you in a second. But when I do like veggies, if I roast veggies on my stone, I'll spritz it first. When I do like biscuits or pizza or things like that, I don't put it on there. Let's tuck some of this in there. There we go. All right. We'll just bring this over. So we have all of our pizza twist right here. I am going to use the spritzer. So if you saw Dee's comment, this is our kitchen spritzer. It's really great as a substitution for using aerosol sprays because you can use just pure oil, whatever type of oil you want to use. So I have olive oil in here. You can have avocado oil, whatever oil you use. You can infuse oils, put like herbs like rosemary and things in there if you wanted. I just have plain olive oil in there. I'm gonna pump the handle and it's going to build pressure. And once it builds pressure, I can spray that pure oil onto whatever I'm on my pan or whatever I'm cooking or whatever it is that you're using it for. So I'm going to spray the tops of my pizza twists. Now the recipe said to brush oil on top, but why brush oil and dirty something else when I can just spray it, because this is pure oil. It's olive oil that I have in there. Okay. So I sprayed all that, and then I want to sprinkle some more of my seasoned mixture. Again, if you missed it, this has Parmesan cheese, parsley, garlic powder, and red pepper flakes. Oh, these look yummy. I'm excited to try them. Hey, Katrina. All right, so party treats. Got pizza twists. This is probably something you can even make and then put in your fridge and then pack it for your kids for lunch with a little cup of marinara sauce. Okay, so I'm gonna stick this in the oven. I'm gonna put 8 minutes for that. Coincidentally, right when I finished that, our microwave went off, so that means we can check our cake. So I'm gonna pull that out of the microwave. Okay, I think our cake might be done. Woo, look at all that steam coming out of there. Okay, I'm gonna get my cake tester. Another Pampers Chef tool. So it's a cake tester and release. Now I usually would use like a toothpick or something, and that's what this part is for. I'm gonna just stick it in the cake and see if it comes out clean. And so our cake is done being baked, and I'm gonna show you guys. You can get close. Oh, thanks, Summer. I forgot to take my slippers off. So you can see it's released from the edges because it is cooked. It's pretty spongy. It's pretty soft. I'm gonna let it just cool in here for a few minutes before I flip it out of there because I don't want it to break. But this cake tester, you use kind of like you use a toothpick, but I really like this side, which is a release, because if I ever use something that would kind of stick to the sides, like when I use my bundt pan and it's not stuck there, but it's still touching, I can use this and just gently release the sides, and it's like the perfect size. And this is, I think, like $5. Like, it's not even expensive at all. So I really like the cake tester and release. So I'm going to let this cool for a few minutes before I flip it out of there and show y'all all its spongy goodness. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna show you our, that's still hot. I'm gonna use my oven mitts. These are Pampers Chef silicone oven mitts, by the way. They might have discontinued this particular one, but they still have something, I'm pretty sure, that's like this. and they have saved my hands so many times. So we're gonna let that cool on the side, and I'm gonna show you the popcorn maker. So if you like fresh popcorn and different types of popcorn, then this is perfect, especially if you have a family member or a friend who loves popcorn or like fresh popcorn, because I find that the popcorn I make in this reminds me of movie popcorn. It's not exactly the same because it won't have anything artificial, butter on it or anything like that, but I'll show you what I'll do in a second. But it's just freshly popped, kind of like whenever you got those ones on top of the stove top and you like shake it and it pops it. So it's super cool, and it's cheaper than buying the other popcorn, because you can buy a big old thing of kernels like this and it lasts you forever. Like, I've been using this, I don't even know how long. I have all these comments and I'm like, am I missing stuff? Oh, cooking in comfort and ease. There you go, cooking in comfort and ease with Pampered Chef. Elf slippers, how cute. Cooking in slippers, yes, cooking in slippers is the best, especially these that my sister gave me, because they're like this thick of like a memory type foam, and so it's like walking on pillows. So anyway, back to popcorn, my little bunny trails. So the PC popcorn maker comes in 2 sizes. There's a family size and then a smaller snack size. And what you do is you take, it's all silicone. It actually, it'll not break down, but it'll fold down in your drawer, so it doesn't take up a bunch of space. And then you can open it up. This little silicone insert right here opens up, and this is like your measuring cup for your kernels. So I'm gonna fill this little cup up with kernels, and I'm just gonna dump that in there. I'm not going to use oil or anything. I will put butter in just a second, but I'm gonna put my top on. You know what, I'm gonna put butter in here first. I'm going to put butter in here. Now you can use oil to help pop this, but you don't need it. So I'm going to use butter. I like a lot of butter. I'm guilty, I like a lot of butter. So I'm gonna cut a piece of this butter off. Our little paring knives, love these things. I use them all the time. I'm just gonna stick my little piece of butter. That wasn't very little, but you know, I'll put my butter in this little section right here, this little cup. And I'm gonna stick that back in that hole on the lid. And then I'm gonna fit my lid right over. Because it's silicone, you just kind of have to work it in there. It's not hard, you just can't push it down because this is going to, you know. So I'm going to stick this in the microwave for, depending on your microwave, mine only takes about 1.5 minutes, but it could be up to 2 minutes. And we'll have popcorn, and as it pops, this will melt and it'll go through those holes that were in this little cup, and it'll just drizzle all over the popcorn. Now, one little hack that I have heard, people who've had issues with it, it works the best when you put it on the outside of the rotating plate in your microwave, because that's where the most heat goes, so you'll get more kernels popped when you put it on the outside. But anyone that I know owns this thing loves it. So I'm gonna stick it in there real quick. I'm gonna do 1.5 minutes. Okay, so I have a lot of stuff going on today because I'm doing party treats, and you know when you go to a party there's all kind of things. So just to recap, in case you're just joining, I have pizza twists in the oven. I have a cake I just pulled out of the microwave that's cooling, and I have popcorn that is in the microwave that's popping. I am going to do a few more things to show you, but I'm gonna pause right now in case anyone has any questions so far, since I'm kind of all over in the kitchen doing different things. I'm gonna make sure, hey Shelby, I didn't know you were watching. Make sure I didn't miss anything yet. Okay, I don't think I see, oh, and Sarah, and Christina. So many people were watching, I didn't even realize. Hey everyone who joined on. All right, we have the set of them, just not the singles anymore. Oh, you're talking about this? Yes, okay, I thought I saw something either discontinued or whatever, but so the set, you can get the set of this, you just can't buy them individual. I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about. And I love these things. They're silicone, so they don't, like, so many times. Actually, last night, I poured hot grease, like, to get the grease out of my ground meat, and I didn't realize my hand was right there because I'm pretty clumsy. And thankfully I was wearing this because the hot grease poured all over this, and because it's silicone, it didn't go through and it didn't burn me. I just had to wash them really well, and I'm still a little shiny. I probably need to wash them better, but I had to wash them to get that grease off. But silicone mitts are the way to go. Okay, I just heard popcorn. I didn't hear it popping, so I might have to put it back in. Yeah, I didn't put that in there long enough. The only thing that worries me is I've heard that sometimes if you have kernels that are old, they won't pop as well. Hey, Craig. And these are pretty old, but they were kind of sizzling in there. I'll just give it a little more time. Okay, so our pizza twist. Oh, y'all, I can't wait to show y'all these. Okay, I'm gonna bring y'all over here, and I'm gonna pull our pizza twist out of the oven. They're so pretty. Slightly golden on top. I can hear the kernels popping now. Okay. So we have our pizza twist, slightly golden on top. And like I said, there's no sauce in here. So I just have marinara sauce. I love this brand that I buy from H-E-B, but you dip them in sauce, so you can have an assortment of sauces: marinara, Alfredo, pesto. If you like barbecue sauce with your pizza, then go ahead and try that. Ranch, you want to dip this in ranch. All of that sounds delicious to me. And I think our popcorn is done. So we're gonna take that out, and then we'll finish up our cake. Oh, yep. Whew. So if you are using butter, you can see some of the butter kind of like spouted out of the top because I used so much butter. So if you were using butter, just be careful, because if you put too much like I did, it'll kind of go out of the top sometimes. And you don't even have to put butter in there. You can always melt your own and like pour it on top if you want. But I am going to slowly open this. Just want to be careful because of the steam. Just like when you open a bag of popcorn, that steam will get you, and it'll get you good. All right, hey Christy and BJ. Whew. This is hot. Make sure all that butter. Now this thing, I stick it in the microwave. I'm in the microwave, of course. I stick it in the dishwasher, and I also wash it by hand. That's hot. And you guys look, like, beautiful, and it's good. And it's real butter on there. I had the stick of butter. I didn't have that fake oil, whatever, flavored butter, whatever stuff. I only did the 1 cup of kernels, so I didn't fill this whole thing. But if I did 2 cups of kernels, it would be a lot more. The only thing when you do 2 cups of the kernels, just be careful with the power of your microwave. Just like if you have a big bag versus a small bag of popcorn, you don't want to burn parts of it or anything like that. So we have popcorn in the popcorn maker. The other day I had this, and I took chocolate and I drizzled it on top. The lighting's really strange right here. I put chocolate and drizzled it on top and let it like cool, and then I had like sweet and salty because I put, you can go ahead and season. And Pampered Chef even makes popcorn seasonings. There's like a French toast popcorn seasoning and all different types of seasonings that you can try. So if you have a popcorn lover, great gift. Right now I have a party going on that you could, if you want to make an order, then let me know. I'll send you the link. Okay, so we have popcorn, pizza Swiss, and now we have to finish our birthday cake, because what's a party without a cake? So let me grab the cake real fast. It's still really hot, so I don't know if it's going to fall apart whenever I flip it over onto my cooling rack, but we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna use my release. So the tester that I talked to you about and how the sides are released, I'm gonna use that release just to make sure it's not on the bottom, like stuck on there, so that it doesn't fall apart when I pull it out. It's gonna come out fast, so I wanna make sure this is ready. This cooling rack is not the Pampered Chef cooling rack, but I want them. This is just an old cooling rack that I have. All right. Whew. That is hot. Look at this beautiful cake, y'all. It's baked in the microwave, nice and spongy. It's soft. You can kind of see a jiggle because it's so soft. So we're gonna let that cool even more before I cut it in half. And because if I cut it in half right now, not half, but you know, like slice it into 2 layers. If I did that right now, it's going to crumble because it's so hot. So I'm going to make the filling, and I'm going to make just a basic, trying to get this in a lighting where it's not like shining in your eyes. I'm gonna make a basic whipped cream, and I need to get the whipping cream out of the fridge, so you can watch a Christmas movie for a second. We've been watching Christmas movies. I think it's on Freeform or TBS or something. Okay, so this is our whipped cream maker before I get ahead of myself. And I have some powdered sugar in here already, about a tablespoon. And this whipped cream maker can make a cup of whipped cream. And I don't know how well you can see on your side, but there's a line right here that gives your measurement of a cup. And I like using this. I mean, I use my stand mixer when I make a lot of whipped cream for like an icing or something like that. Man, the light is just terrible. Sorry, guys. But if I want something just like for a filling or something simple, or like to dip fruit in, I'll use this, or even like for pancakes or waffles or whatever. And so it'll make a cup. I have powdered sugar in there, and I'm going to put heavy whipping cream right to the line around there. And our lid's gonna go over on top, kind of twist and push down, and we're just gonna pump this handle. Now, I've used this also to scramble eggs. Put a little half and half or whipping cream with some eggs, and it makes them extra fluffy whenever you scramble them. At first, you wanna pump slower so it doesn't like splash through the top right here, but then once it starts to thicken, you can pump it as fast as you want. This would also be a great gift for anyone who likes to bake or likes whipped cream and they buy it in the, you know, the spray kind, but this is even better for you, because what's even great about this, and I don't have the lip on it right now, but there's a lip that goes on the bottom that also turns into a lid. I think I still have it in my cabinet. And then this will be its own container for your whipped cream. You can feel the resistance. Let me check it. As you start pumping and it becomes whipped cream, you'll feel the resistance. It just needs to go a little longer. Oops. Questions so far, please ask. I'm here to answer. Okay, now it's really starting to become hard to, when it's ready, I like to pull the handle all the way up to make sure there's not a ton in between and flop out. And then you'll see we have delicious whipped cream in about 30 seconds. Super simple. We have a whole cup of whipped cream in there. And we're gonna use this as a filling, but we have to have this cool down some before I put that filling in there, or our whipped cream is just going to melt. So, to kind of recap, our party favorites, I guess you can say, or just party treats. I made some popcorn in here. Ooh, and now it's all over my floor. And I made a cake in the microwave in the Rock Crock. It's right here. You can see it's very bouncy back to me. It'll be nice and soft, and once it cools a little more, I'm going to slice it in half this way so that I'll have 2 layers. I'm gonna put the whipped cream in the center, and I made a ganache, which I'll show it to you because it might be done setting. So I made a ganache earlier today because a ganache frosting has to set for quite some time to get into a frosting consistency. And I have it in our batter bowl. What I love about this thing, and I'm gonna set y'all down so I can show you, because I had to make this ganache earlier, or if you ever have to make dough in ahead of time or whatever it may be, you want to put it in the fridge. I love the batter bowl because they have a lid. How long did you bake? I baked the pizza sticks for 8 minutes. And my stove, it made a nice golden brown on top, but it said 8 to 10 minutes on the recipe. So, sorry, bunny trail. So, if you ever need to make a batter or a dip or whatever it may be, and you have to put it in the fridge, the batter bowls are great because they come with a lid, but then it's easy to mix because you have this handle. There's a pour spout on there. It comes in 2 sizes. This is the classic batter bowl, and this is the small. This is like the baby to the mama. And I made a ganache frosting. And if you ever made a ganache before, or if you haven't, oh, and it's nice and set now. A ganache, just straight, is chocolate, normally bittersweet or semi-sweet chocolate, and heavy whipping cream. And you heat your heavy whipping cream either in the microwave or on the stovetop. I heated it in the microwave in this glass bowl. And then you pour in your chocolate, you let it sit for about a minute or 2 and let it start to melt, and then you whisk it all together until it becomes nice and smooth and chocolatey. And then I also, to make it more of a thicker icing consistency, I added butter. I added 1/3 cup of butter. And that's just from things I've tried over time. You can also do corn syrup. If you do like a bittersweet chocolate, it's better. If you do that sweet corn syrup, I had semi-sweet and I like semi-sweet flavor, so I used butter instead of the corn syrup. But then you have to let it cool, and that's what's the longest thing when you make a ganache icing, because it will be very runny, where you could like dip a top of a cupcake in it or glaze over something, like glaze over a cake. But if you want it to be more icing consistency where you can pipe it or even just spread it, make it thicker, like a pudding consistency like this, then just got it on my shirt. Then you want to let it cool. And so mine's been in the fridge for like 3 hours, and it's now to a good consistency. But if I stuck this on my cake right now, because it's so hot, it will just melt. So you want your cake and anything you're using to be nice and cool. So I'm not gonna make y'all wait around for my cake to cool, but what I will do is once it's cool, I'll take pictures of the different steps of me putting it together, and I'll put it on my timeline and my party, and so then you can see the cake done, because I even got like a candle for it and everything, since it's my Pampered Chef first birthday. And so this is actually a spin on a zebra cake, but instead of a white chocolate ganache on the outside, I'm doing regular chocolate. But it's a spin off of a zebra cake, so that's why I decided to do whipped cream on the inside. So we have cake, we have pizza twists, and hold on, buddy, and we have popcorn. So those are some party treats that I wanted to share in my Pampered Chef birthday party. And if you are not currently in the birthday party, then you want to play games and win prizes and see all of the posts and the specials that I have to offer, then just comment happy birthday on here if you're on my timeline and you're not in that party, because then I can add you in there. And there's still, throughout today and tomorrow, there are a ton of specials. Hold on, my love. And so there are a ton of specials that you can see there. People in my party have already won free shipping and $5 Pampered Chef bucks and free gifts in their orders. And so you don't want to miss out. And it's a ton of fun because I have all kind of games happening. So let me know if you want to enter into there. And then also, if you are interested in placing an order, there is a short time to place that order before it's too late to get it before Christmas. But if you can send me that order or ask me for the link to order for my party, then you can definitely order before tomorrow at 9 p.m. and I'll get that in, and you can have that before Christmas. It will ship before Christmas. So that's a few things I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about. And is there any specific products that you might have questions on before I go out and eat these pizza twists? I'll give you a second. Make sure I didn't miss any either.
You want to watch? You want to watch Pokemon?
I don't see any other things in here. Well, if I missed a question, I will go back and answer for sure. And, oh, and I can't believe, I almost was, my kids are destroying the house as usual, and I'm trying to figure out what to cook for dinner. Emily, make pizza twists. The kids will love them. And, okay, I think those are all the comments that I missed. Okay, so one last thing I forgot to say. I am doing another big special for the new year if you book a party, and I've already had 2 people ask to book parties, so my dates are starting to become more limited. So if you want to have a Facebook party, I am giving out a special prize for January and February party hosts. And if you want to know what that special prize is and you will not want to miss it, send me a message or just give me a little hands up or some type of comment below that you want more information, because I will send you a message with all of the great details of prizes on top of the prizes that Pampered Chef has to offer. So last but not least, I think, recap: twists, cake, popcorn, chocolate icing that smells delicious, and I'm going to go fix all this up and enjoy it. And you guys have a great afternoon, and ask your questions, join my party, play the games, have fun, and you guys have an amazing weekend. Until next time, love y'all.